I feel like we're kind of on a trend with
Are we?
this week and last week of talking about things that came out in 2016 that were very good.
Okay, you're right.
I mean, last week we talked about the best anime of 2016. Why don't we talk about one of the best games of 2016 this week on the Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA?
Let's do it.
Episode number 20. Hello, I'm Jared, joined as always by the queen of passive aggressiveness.
Are you really going to call me that on this podcast right now?
You said it literally 20 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago.
I know I did. I know I did, but they don't have to know that I'm passive aggressive.
Yeah, totally not.
Okay, to be fair, like anybody who knows me and listens to this is like, yeah, okay, I get it. She's totally that.
And the best co-host of the podcast. I tried to say podcast and co-host at the same time and came out like po-host.
Po-host.
That's Anne Ladyem.
Hi, it's me.
And we're gonna. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Wow,
No,
you're
you're
getting your
good.
thank yous in there.
I'm just saying thank you because you called me the best podcast co-host. That's really nice.
You're the best. You're the best podcast.
I am the best podcast.
Anyways, today we're going to talk about one of my favorite games of 2016, and I think a game you said was the best game of 2016 last year.
Yes.
We're going to talk about Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE.
Finally, we've been talking about how we want to talk about this so many times. We've brought it up repeatedly on this podcast. This is the episode.
We literally talked about it last week, how we're like, yeah, we want to talk about this. And I was like, I was looking up the release because I was like, I remember this coming out at the end of June, but when did it come out? So if you're listening to this on day of release, which will be Saturday, obviously, this past Thursday will be the 1-year anniversary of this game's North American release.
It graced us with its presence, and I am forever thankful.
It did. I said this was the number 4 game of 2016 last year.
It was my favorite.
Which, I mean, like, the 3 games ahead of it are, like, still, like, are very, very good. And like, even at number 4, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is fantastic. And I think I say in my little blurb, like, it's the best JRPG of last year.
Oh, 100%. Like,
Yeah.
No competition whatsoever. It is number 1.
Number 1, critically, number 1 in our hearts.
It's true.
So, this game has a weird history.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
I guess if people aren't aware, like, this was the game that Nintendo initially unveiled at E3 2013? Yes. Or, I guess not at E3, it was just a Nintendo Direct. They unveiled it in, like, early 2013, where they're like, hey, guys, we're making a new game. It's called Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem. And everyone's like, what? What does that even entail? Like, those are 2 completely different games. Like, one's a strategy RPG, one's a notoriously tough JRPG. Like, how do you cross those, really? And I guess a lot of people were kind of like thinking, like, oh, this is going to be like a strategy RPG set in Tokyo that features characters from both series. Like, I think the initial teaser, like, showed off, let's see here, 15 different Fire Emblem characters, and then 9 characters from a variety of Shin Megami Tensei games from 1 through 4, and then If as well. So it was like a wide variety of characters. Like, oh, it's just going to span the gambit of all the characters from either of these series. That didn't happen.
No. I remember people were like thinking it was going to be some form of like a mashup, kind of like Smash Brothers, but like RPG style.
So, like, that initial teaser happened, and then you never saw anything from it for literally 2 years.
Yeah, nothing. And people were constantly asking, like, where is this game?
I think basically, like, by the time they unveiled the actual trailer for it, like, people were like, oh, that game got canceled. Like, it's gone. Because, like, they didn't show it at E3 in 2013 or 2014. And then, it's real dumb. On April 1st, 2015... the Nintendo unveiled the first trailer of it on a Nintendo Direct, which showcased the game's actual looking more like Tokyo Mirage Sessions as we know now, which, boy, people were not excited about that. given what they had heard already before. It was like, oh, it's an RPG idle game? Question mark. But I am so infinitely glad like this game is the way it is, because man, I probably would not have liked like a strategy RPG like Shin Megami Tensei cross Fire Emblem game. Mostly just because like I'm bad at strategy RPGs. So that's
no, but
one.
I agree with you. I feel like it would not have been nearly as fun as the game that we got. I probably would have played it, but I wouldn't have had nearly as much fun with it, and I probably wouldn't have like listed it so high on my list of like games of last year. And I constantly think of this game very, very fondly. I have the soundtrack on my phone. I listen to it a lot. Like, this game did a lot for me, and I don't feel like it would have had that lasting impact if it had stayed what it was.
Nor like I don't think like we would have that much affinity for the characters in the game either.
No.
Which like I don't really have that much affinity for a lot of like the mainline Shin Megami Tensei characters, like maybe outside of 4, which is like the one I've played. And obviously obviously like the Fire Emblem characters I really don't either. So
and I have more of that than you do, because I have played Fire Emblem games, but still like meh.
But instead we get this cool, weird, stylish, poppy colorful JRPG that like no one expected to be good, but then was really good. Here's how I like in my review last year. This is the way I described this game. It is more of a mashup between Atlus's other big franchise, Persona, any Maho Shoujo or magical girl series like Sailor Moon, and a J-pop idol series a la Love Live School Idol Project.
Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that. It has a lot more of a Persona influence to me than it did like mainline Shin Megami Tensei games.
Right, yeah. Like I think like the most of like the SMT stuff is like the battle mechanics, all of the skills are pretty much interchangeable from the SMT and also Persona games as well. So like it plays more like those games, and like there's obvious like little references here and there as there is with the Fire Emblem stuff, but at the same time it also doesn't play like any SMT or basically Persona game either. Like the combat is way less like tough and difficult and hard on you per se. Like it's less unforgiving than like an SMT game is, and maybe even more than like a Persona game is, because Personas are a little bit more easier than the SMT series is. But it's also a lot like faster combat than any of those two franchises are.
Oh, I agree, especially because of the sessions that really, really speeds it up, because you can have people just pop in. It's wonderful.
So like yeah, just like comboing attacks all the time, like having the ability to interchange party members at a whim.
I love that.
And like it is kind of a bummer maybe per se that like you only get a 3-person party in battle, but having that ability to just be like, oh well, this person doesn't have the skill I need, I'm just gonna swap them out immediately, get this other person in, bam 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 bam, combo and attack, and then you're done. It's super easy. Like, and being able to like level your characters interchangeably, like the level even if they're not in the party, all that stuff is like, it's just fantastic. It's fantastic design. And you know, we talked about it when we were talking about Persona 5, how like that game kind of took that idea, but I don't think did it as well as Tokyo Mirage Sessions did, because like you had to basically unlock that skill and then unlock a better version of it when you S-ranked Hifumi, which was basically like, oh, you can interchange at any time basically. But this is just like, oh well, you have that ability right at the start, or like right when you get like 4 party members, and then you can just do it whenever, and you don't have to like do like, oh, you need to do a side quest for it. It's like, no, you get it, and it makes the combat so good.
It makes it so good. I mean, it flows amazingly, but it makes it really fun to look at.
Yeah.
I mean, combat isn't always really fun to like visually when you're playing RPGs, but this one just nails it. Because there's always something happening on the screen in the sessions, and especially like once you eventually get the sessions where like they actually pull out their idol skills.
Yeah.
And they'll straight up start singing in the middle of like combat. It's so cool. And
it's like it makes even like grinding less of like an intrusive thing. Like it never felt like terrible just go out and be like, oh, I'm gonna go get some more levels. Like I always like had a good time playing the game, which is like you don't really get to say that much about JRPGs, I think, except for like a very slim few.
No, I agree.
In terms of battle mechanics, I mean, but
right. No, and I think that's one thing that this game really excelled at is that it had a fun combat system, and I never was like, wow, okay, I'm really tired of fighting. I did get lost a few times, but that's beside the point. That's not combat.
Yeah.
But I was fine whenever I got into a fight. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do this. And I had all my fancy outfits and I was ready to go.
And then like by the time you get to like the late game, it's like, oh, I'm gonna chain this like 20 to 30 hit combo and just obliterate everything. Like that is so satisfying.
It's super satisfying. I mean, seeing that number rack up in the corner, it's beautiful. It's like a gaming orgasm right there.
Though, like, I think it does get a bit broken when you play it on New Game Plus because, like, if you're playing like a JRPG with New Game Plus, like, what do you expect to get carried over?
Maybe money, items. Some of them carry over equipment, but not all of them. If there's any kind of like bonus thing, like if there's outfits, I would expect that to like move over. That's about it, unless you're like Xenoblade Chronicles, in which case you're like, well, you get to start the game at level 99.
This game is Xenoblade Chronicles in that aspect.
Is it? Oh
yeah.
My god.
You carry your level over as well. So like I dabbled with New Game Plus a bit and it was basically like, oh, I'm level 70 now going against the first boss.
I love it. That's
Let me
great.
just one hit this. Boop, dead. It was like I get like that would definitely make that game a lot easier. But like it was just like something real funny just to be like, oh, I have the same level I finished the game with. Huh. Wasn't expecting that at all. But it's so cool.
The weapons there? Like
I think like all like your weapons,
skills?
I think skills and all that stuff, you may have to like re-level all that stuff, but it's like it'll go by super quickly, I think.
Right. Cuz you're level 70 something.
Yeah. But like it's pretty much like you're going to plow through pretty much everything in that game again. Which like if you're playing New Game Plus, part of that is probably going to be like, yeah, I've seen all this stuff. I don't need to like spend another 40 hours replaying the game. Like I can just speed through it. That's like why like I like playing the version of Persona 4 that I have where it's like I play it on like the easiest difficulty and I have like a level 99 Persona that just obliterates everything.
Yeah.
So I can just speed through that game.
You do it with Persona 3 Portable too.
Yeah, totally.
I like that though. I don't mind that at all. Because sometimes I just want to play the game and enjoy the story and not have to worry about anything. And when you can go in there with like God mode characters, then like, all right, this is fine.
Yeah. One thing though that like might hinder that is another aspect of this game we should probably talk about: dungeon design.
I already mentioned that I got lost.
Yeah. So the dungeons in this, I think, were a little bit, I guess, not what I was expecting. The idolospheres, whatever you want to call them. Essentially, they were more like they were straightforward like puzzles you would see in like the like Persona 3 or 4 or Shin Megami Tensei game, but they had all these like little elements of puzzle mechanics in them.
Yep. And
some of them were kind of like were harder than you would expect per se,
or just janky.
Yeah, I can see janky as well. Like,
I didn't like the dress ones in that first one. I got so stuck on the dresses, and I felt dumb.
That one in particularly was like a kind of rough like introduction to how the dungeons were going to be in that game. Just because like, oh, you have these dresses that you can independently move each arm like in between 3 different stories. Mm-hmm. And that's how you have to get across and figure out how to get to where you need to go, which is the rooftop basically. And in some parts of that is like, I'm doing the same thing over and over and just not getting any results. So like, what am I doing here?
Right. It was really frustrating. But I like that the level design had some form of like interactivity with the dungeon, but that one didn't. Like you said, it was a bad introduction to that interactivity. because the dresses were just really, really weird. And like you would press one button and like one arm would go up, and you're like, well, I don't know how to get to that arm now. Okay.
I don't necessarily think like that the later dungeons per se, like I know we were probably going to compare this a lot, but like compared to like Persona 5, I don't think like the later dungeons were necessarily as drawn out as Persona 5 was.
No, I don't think so.
But they all like still had like these like the puzzle mechanics were implemented in each dungeon going forward.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think like necessarily the puzzles in the subsequent dungeons were necessarily as kind of impactful, or in a way like, oh, this is kind of harder than I was expecting than that first one was. So you kind of like you kind of expected it going forward.
Right. Because the only other one that I'm thinking of off the top of my head is in the final dungeon when you have like the blocks that move like on the like little laser light thing. I remember that puzzle specifically, but I don't remember having a huge like terrible time with it like I did with the dresses.
No, yeah. I think the only one I kind of had problems with was the TV station one. The first time through, just because I didn't understand like what it wanted me to do, so I just like brute forced my way through it the first time. And then like eventually, I think the second time through, I was like, oh, these all the area ahead has all these doors. They correspond with the TV screens. That's how you got to do it.
Yep.
Use
but
your
I
noggin.
did like that there were some puzzles, and so it wasn't just like a dungeon crawler type game. Like you weren't having randomized floors, and like you had a substantive like map and everything that shows you where you're supposed to go, where you're supposed to be, even if you do get really horribly lost like I did.
I feel like I remember you like texting me when you were in that like stuck state. It was like, how do I do these?
I was so stuck and so frustrated. I didn't know what to do, and like none of the guides up were in English.
Yeah, because we were playing this on release day, so like nothing was like, there's no guides up or anything. It's kind of like you gotta do it yourself.
So I was super stuck, and I was really, really upset. And I just remember I was texting, I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Speaking of texting.
Okay. One of my favorite aspects of this game.
I like how I took you a second to connect the dots there.
Yeah.
So this game is like, we compared it to Persona earlier, but like there's very much like a social aspect to the characters in the story as well, because being a Wii U game,
yep,
you have the second screen, the tablet, and I think this game does like an excellent job of utilizing that second screen, and that like the Wii U tablet is basically your phone.
Yeah, it's probably the best use of the Wii U tablet that I've seen, because like you said, it's the phone. And it's really, really well done, because you get these text messages from your party members and your coworkers. Are they coworkers? I guess like your boss.
Yeah, they're coworkers.
Yeah.
You work for that agency, so.
That's true. Even though you don't do anything. He is like the ultimate hype man. That is his job. Yeah, Itsuki has no talent.
His talent is going into dungeons and beating stuff up.
No.
Entertainment-wise, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's the hype man. That's pretty much what he does, is he gets people ready to do their jobs that they're good at, that he is not good at.
I know we're going to talk about like the texting mechanic, but like, I love how Itsuki is basically like, he's not necessarily like, the chosen one. He kind of is, because like, he has like the battle skills and everything. But outside of that, he's just basically like, he's the guy. He's very average, but he's the guy who's basically is like, I'm gonna help you guys out if you need anything. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's such a good pal.
He basically just becomes like the gopher of the Fortuna agency. But like, I kind of like how like the main character is like, not just like this. Not that he'd be like, oh, he's good at the battles, but also like he's this fantastic like singer, a dancer, an actor, and all that stuff. Like he's like
really talented. He can do everything.
He just helps his friends who are that very much talented and helps them get through like their troubles and everything.
And he like practices with him even though he's not good at it.
Yeah, like it shows that he has flaws as well. Like he's not perfect, and I think it's such a good thing that this game has.
And I think getting back to the texting, sort of, you see the relationship between these characters build up throughout the game, whether it's through like the story or the side stories or the texting, whatever. Like you see how they become very attached, or just their relationship grows with him if they already were attached to him. It works really well. And each character has a very, very distinct personality. And I love that they actually put them with like different stickers.
Yeah, like they basically kind of make it like line. And so like
Yeah.
they have like their own individual sticker sets. It's very, very good.
It's so good because like you get that personality from them because they're using their little stickers. Like you have the shoot, I'm blanking on the name. When Toma is texting you, he has like the little
Like the Sentai stickers.
Yeah, the Sentai stickers, which makes sense because that's what he does. He's an
Yeah.
actor. That's what he's looking to do, is he wants to be like a Sentai character. So, I love that that's what you get. And like Tiki has her own like Tiki stickers, which makes sense because she's a Vocaloid. So it would be weird if a Vocaloid didn't have their own stickers.
I think as well, like this game does like with the way it introduces the texting mechanic is like very early on in the game, and then like there are messages you can go back and read from like basically before the game had started,
Right.
and it gives you like the best introduction to Tsubasa.
Oh, it does.
Because basically it's like I think it's you, Toma, and Tsubasa are in like this group chat, and like you're talking about homework, and it's like, oh yeah, did you do math this or for tomorrow? And then Tsubasa's like, ah, and the Itsuki's like, Tsubasa, and she's like, ah. That's all she texts is straight capital A's. It's so good.
Like I said, it feels very real, and
Yeah.
it gives these characters a lot of depth. And in comparison to Persona 5, it felt a lot more natural. It didn't feel like it was a scripted conversation as much as it did in Persona 5. Maybe because it did take the characters like a second to like respond back to you when you said something.
Yeah, it's not like you're hitting X and like, oh, instantly here's the next message.
Right, and that was an issue I had with Persona 5, is it just felt really scripted because like you'd choose your answer and then like they'd immediately respond to you. And with Tokyo Mirage Sessions, it takes a second for them to respond, and they really, really treat it like an actual texting system.
I think as well it kind of helps that like Itsuki has his own character. He's not just like a brainless
an empty shell.
An empty shell that's the projection of the player per se.
Correct.
Like
he has his character.
He has his own character, he has his own wants and desires and everything like that. So like I think that really helps like all the other characters be able to bounce off of him and makes that more natural than per se than like Persona is, where it's like you have to choose all these answers and they're kind of basically meaningless in the long run per se.
Right. And it's interesting because you do have choices in this game of what Itsuki can say, but it doesn't feel as like empty, I guess.
Yeah.
And the characters do respond different ways like they do in Persona. The one that I'm thinking of is when you meet Tiki and you have the like exchange about Oni-chan, like calling you brother and all that, big brother, and you can respond and say like, that's weird, don't say that.
Yeah.
She's like offended.
What a weird thing that this game is like. I get like the they have the pop aesthetic and everything like that, but like how do we incorporate like modern day pop music into this game from Japan? Let's just make Tiki a Vocaloid.
It's genius though. Like you would think it would work, but it works perfect. Oh, and like you have the entire side quest of like Tiki is my waifu.
Oh.
And I was expecting it to just be like disgusting. Yeah. I was so expecting it to be disgusting.
It's like, oh, it's just like it's this girl who creates like Vocaloid songs through the Tiki software.
Yep.
That's it.
She just
thankfully.
Really... Yeah, thankfully. I was expecting it to be something really, really, really creepy.
So we talk about side stories since we just kind of went that way?
Yeah, why not?
We're basically just kind of going all over the place with this game, which is kind of fun.
Are we? I'm sorry.
No, like that's totally fine. Like,
I don't know. I think we're making a natural progression here.
the side stories though, like, are legitimately like some of the best parts of this game because
I 100% agree.
you get to see all these characters have like very human moments in the game, and the game also like it tackles subjects that you don't expect to see it tackle at all.
No, because I mean, I've mentioned earlier, it's colorful. There's the idols. It's lighthearted. It's J-poppy. Like, you don't expect it to tackle these kinds of topics, and then when it does, you're like, oh, I like this. This is good.
Like, obviously, I think one of the ones that we've I think we may have talked about this before or something, but one of Tsubasa's side stories is like she has social anxiety.
Yes.
And like, I mean, obviously, it's not like the most perfect way to go about this. Where it's like, oh, throw her out there in the crowd, she'll cure herself. But like, it wasn't something I was legitimately thinking like this game was going to tackle at all, given the way, like, you know, obviously the idol industry is kind of controversial in the way like it kind of just like is a machine and like spits out these girls every now and then to like kind of be these generic pop idol stars, and it has some bad ramifications here and there.
That's why I worry about baby metal all the time.
Yeah. So like I never would have expected like, oh, here's a character that like, oh, she's like, hey, I have social anxiety, like, what do you think is a way to help me get through this?
Right.
And that'd be like her side story.
It's an entire side quest. Or like Kira has the issue of her image is built in such a way that she's afraid to be herself.
Mm-hmm.
And she likes cute stuff at times, and she feels like she's not allowed to do that because her image is kind of like tough.
Yeah.
And so I know that this one's not as serious as social anxiety, but at the same time, like, it's a character that is being told that she can't be who she is. She can't like what she wants to like. And through the side quest, she realizes, like, I can be both. I can be this tough girl, but I can also like cute stuff, and I can dance around in little cute poof pants, and also dress up as like a cat. Was it a cat?
Yeah, a cat.
Yeah. So I really, really enjoyed that. And you had characters like crap. I always called him something that I can't say on air.
The D word. Yashihiro.
Yes. Yashihiro, there we go. Yashihiro has a lot of problems because his dad went missing, and in the big event that basically was the catalyst of all the events of this game. And so he's got this like huge dad issue throughout the game, but he's also kind of a butt.
They basically introduce him as like you think he's going to be like a villain because like he's such a jerk to you throughout like half of the game, and then you meet him and like get to know him, and he's like, this guy's just a weirdo.
Yeah, and he's kind of a dork.
Yeah.
And I love that he eventually gets to interact with some of the other characters. Like, his microwaving outfit is like my favorite thing in the entire universe. But he ends up, you know, I guess power of friendship and all, but he ends up becoming close with the other characters and kind of deals with his problems.
Mm-hmm.
Not until like in game.
Yeah, it's later in the game because he's like the last party member you pick up. There's also, I think, like Toma has to deal with kind of like trying to figure out, like, obviously we talked about he wants to be a Sentai actor, mm-hmm. but he also doesn't really understand like how to be a hero and all that sort of stuff, and his side story kind of deals with that.
I think he also has a lot of like self-worth issues.
Yeah, that too.
And there's the little kid that he's trying to mentor throughout his side quest. Although he does fulfill like the dude bro best friend role.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, there's the part where you have to like go pick up girls.
Because of course you'd have to do that.
Yeah.
And then like Ellie's side story is basically like, oh, here's this half Japanese, half, I think she's like European or something like that.
I think she's European of some sort, but I don't remember what she is. But she's white.
Yeah, and like essentially he's like she kind of tells you like in her first like side story is like, you know, I have these people who like look at me real funny because I'm not fully Japanese and I'm like I'm breaking out into this industry, and also I have these other people who try to put me on this weird pedestal and think of me like as a freak show because of my heritage. Like, it's these different things that like you don't expect a game of this nature to even attempt to tackle, but like it totally does.
I think the one thing that it really dropped the ball on though was the relationship with Barry and Mamori. Yeah. Because Mamori's actually a really cool character. She's like 12 or 13. She's a kid. And she has this like microwaving cooking show, which is like the cutest thing in the world, that they are like, hey, you can't actually cook things, so here, put it in a microwave.
Yeah. It's like I think outside of like maybe Kiria and Yasuhiro, like she's the most experienced of like in the entertainment industry out of all of them.
Oh yeah. But what she really wants to do is sing.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a really cool story, but then they have the like side element of Barry being like obsessed with her. And for clarification, Barry is also like he's full white, isn't he? I think he's just a white guy. I mean, his name's Barry.
He might be a white guy. I don't remember. I don't remember for like per se if they tell you, but basically he's like this retired like metal musician.
He is
who comes either back to Japan or to Japan and just like becomes a dance instructor. Cause yep. Sure.
Yeah, why not?
And then like weirdly, I was gonna say like he weirdly becomes like obsessed with like, you know, he becomes like the otaku character essentially.
He is the otaku character because he has the obsession with like the witch anime.
Yeah, he like wears the shirt of in every single like time you see him.
And there's like a bit where he's like, oh, you have to go get this item for me that has to do with this anime. And so he has a problem. And his other problem is that he is like the #1 fan club member of Mamori and is like obsessed with her. And it's creepy because he's like in his 30s and she's like 13.
Yep.
It's gross. It shouldn't happen. And then like one of her side quests has him like dressed up as a dog following her around. I'm like, oh,
that's a song they make.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
weird.
Like I literally wanted to puke a little.
I was just gonna say like that's probably like one of like the biggest like negatives you could say about this game is like that part right there.
I agree.
And that character.
Yes, Barry is the worst part of this game. Period. Full stop. The end. The boss character, I actually was surprised. She was handled in a way that I wasn't really expecting. I know that she was drunk like 90% of the time. But,
it's true.
Her name was Maiko,
yeah.
Maiko. My Japanese is not as good as your Japanese. But
this isn't really that much.
She was a former model and now is like the head of the Fortuna Entertainment. What is it? Is it an agency?
Yeah, it's like the full title is Fortuna Entertainment, but it's basically just like an agency. Like she's like the agent for. At the front?
It's a front because
yeah.
It's all about the Mirages, but
yeah, essentially
they're
like
also like, hey, we're also gonna sell all you talented little kids.
Here's this entertainment agency, but hey, you open the store over here and you go to meet Tiki, who no one else can see.
Yay! Also, you have Crom, who's heavily bandaged, following you.
Yeah.
Have fun with that. Actually, she was a really cool character and a character that I didn't expect to like as much as I did. And I know that sounds terrible, but usually in JRPGs, when you have a character who's like drunk and busty and kind of ditzy, like they're not treated well.
Right, yeah.
And I was surprised that she got as much depth as she did, and I was very happy about it. She was a good character, a very good character.
I mean, like literally by the end of the game, like she's able to like reacquire her dream of being a model again.
Yeah.
Like that's how much like they go in depth into her character. Which like you were saying, like you wouldn't expect like any other JRPG to kind of like go into that direction. She would just be like a one-note side character.
Right. I mean, most characters like that, unfortunately, are just treated as fan service, and she was not just that, and I appreciate that. She did have elements of it, but
Hmm.
she wasn't just that character, and I liked that quite a bit. I was very, very pleased. I guess other characters, they're the Fire Emblem Mirages that you get. Chrom in and of itself, he's a full-on character.
Yeah, that's how
He's a
they.
hero.
That's how they basically integrate the Fire Emblem stuff. Is like, all like the Mirages, which are essentially
Basically
yeah,
personas.
they're basically personas, like the boss characters, and like all that sort of stuff that you fight in dungeons and everything. Like that's all the Fire Emblem characters that you meet and have, like, that's the crossover mechanic that they have.
So you have a mix of characters. You have a few of them from Awakening, and then a few of them you said are from
The first game.
the first game, because I know it as the remake, but
Yeah.
it's the first game. And they all have really, really fascinating design choices.
Yeah.
They look enough like they're Fire Emblem characters that you can identify them, but they have a big twist on them in terms of design, and I like that. Like I said, Chrom is kind of like bandaged and uh, not the pretty boy.
Almost looks like demonic in like some parts.
He does.
Like I think Tiki's the only one that kind of looks halfway like her original character design, but everyone else is just like, they just went like kind of in a completely different direction than what you would expect.
Yeah, I'd say Tharja's pretty close, but she still has like something on her face that covers it.
Yeah.
But Tiki is the only one that you're like, oh, that's straight up Tiki. I get it. Okay. I thought that was a cool take, because you're kind of expecting, when you hear that like Fire Emblem characters are in there, you're expecting them to kind of like implant them as they would be in the Fire Emblem games, and they're not like that.
No.
But you do have the story of them.
Yeah. So basically, like, I think like they're all like mirages in this. That's like what they call them. And like the big hook for them is like they've all had like their memory erased and are trying to figure out like what is happening. Why are they in modern day Tokyo and all this sort of stuff. And then you basically kind of find all that stuff out at the end of the game and everything. But it gives like an interesting little twist, and not just like, oh, we just shoehorned all these Fire Emblem characters into this game for no reason.
Right.
I guess like the other thing that they kind of hook in Fire Emblem wise is like the level up design. All of that is basically out of like the modern day Fire Emblem games.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And then like you also can like reclass and like change your mastery and all that sort of stuff, like the Fire Emblem games as well.
You can. So you it's the same kind of style in that you have. I don't remember if they use the seals in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, but it's
just like the Master Seal or something like that.
The
That's
Master Seal, and you can change your class.
So like that's like the kind of Fire Emblem stuff that you get in this game, because a lot of it isn't really, even though like it has the FE in the title and everything, like there's not a lot of like things that you would look at this game and be like, oh, that reminds me of Fire Emblem.
Right. No,
outside of like the characters you see.
Yeah, the level up in the characters, and the story.
Yeah, because like at least the latter like portion of the end game is basically kind of a retelling or a reimagining, I guess you could say, of the first Fire Emblem games, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, or Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon here as it's known with the DS remake.
Mm-hmm.
Which is essentially like, hey, Marth is a cool dude. You remember Marth? He's that Fire Emblem guy.
He wasn't just in Smash Brothers.
He wasn't just in Smash Brothers. He's got to take out this dragon thing. That's the very basic story of the first Fire Emblem game. And then basically by the end of this game, you're like, oh, you're learning the tale of Marth and like what he did originally, and then basically you kind of reenact that as like Itsuki kind of becomes Marth.
Becomes Marth
at the end of the game.
They do the opera.
Yeah, man.
So I think this would be a good time to talk about how phenomenal this soundtrack is.
So like there are two parts of the soundtrack. Like one is like the original OST, which has like all the battle music and all that stuff, which all that stuff is real good. Don't get me wrong. Like there is some very good tracks in this game that are like, boss battle music and just battle music and ambient music as well. But, as we talked about how this is like a pop idol JRPG type game, like there is original music in the game that like the characters perform themselves, because like obviously, a few of them are singers, so they got to have their own songs. And man, that's so good.
It's real good. Oh my god.
Like if you want like real catchy J-pop, like this is the game for you.
Yeah.
No joke. Like it's, man, pretty much each character has like has one song to themselves, and like there's a few crossover jams as well.
Usually the crossovers are with Tsubasa.
Yeah, because basically she's the character that they kind of trying to push in the game specifically.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't hinder it at all. Like that. Oh, all these crossover songs are with her, and it's like, no, they're still very, very, very good.
They're all so dang good. Like her introductory song is good. Kira's introductory song, was it Reincarnation?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was banging. It was so good. Although I liked Labyrinth better.
Yeah.
Although my favorite of the J-poppy ones is Give Me.
The Kiria Cross Tsubasa song.
Although Dreamcatcher is also really good, which is Eleonora and Tsubasa. But and Black Rain. Black Rain I watch every once in a while when I just want to like. That's when you text me and you're like, I'm pretty sure this guy is like Edgeworth if he were an idol.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and he's got like those like thigh-high boots. Oh my god, Black Rain is amazing. But the two of us were talking before we even started this podcast about one song in particular.
It's so good.
So and like the opera.
Which is, I guess, that's a song in like Fire Emblem lore.
It is
because
commercial.
Yeah, like Fire Emblem, the mobile game. Basically, that's the opening theme you get when you boot that thing up. So at the end, God, the end of the game sees like the entire cast like having this song, and like they're all performing it. And the credits for the song, like when you buy the album, it's Itsuki and the Fortuna All Stars, which chef's kiss on that one.
Yep.
God, having that entire cast to sing out Fire Emblem is so good.
It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good.
Like, pause this podcast right now and just go listen to the Tokyo Mirage Sessions vocal collection CD, and like you'll understand where we're getting at, because like all these songs are like very catchy, and it's just so good. Like, I think kind of like what we were saying earlier with like a bunch of other stuff, like this game you wouldn't have expected like all these like these songs to be as good as they are, but it is. And they are.
I was also really excited, and Jared can confirm this is the truth. Throughout when we were playing, I was like, "Oh, I wish Itsuki would like do something. I want him to do something." And then like the credits roll, and you get this song. I think it's called "Smile, Smile."
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And Itsuki starts singing, and I'm like, "Oh!" I was so happy. I was so happy that he finally got his time to shine. And his voice actor actually is a really good singer.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they got his no talent, but he can sing.
Only when he's dressed up as Marth.
Oh, right. Well, I doubt he did Smile Smile as Marth.
You don't know. It was the credits.
I don't know. It was the credits, but I doubt it.
Legitimately, like, I don't know if we've talked about this at all, but like, before this game came out, I was like, I wasn't entirely sold on it per se. But the thing that actually sold me on it was like there was like on YouTube there was rips of the music videos in the game that you get of the songs being performed, which are all very good, and like they're all done in like in anime video and all that stuff. So it's fantastic in that way. But I watched a few of them and I was like, this is very good. Like these songs are very catchy. Like, I think I need to play this game just for these songs.
Yeah, oh man, it's so I like I said, I still listen to the soundtrack and I still go and watch these videos because they're really phenomenal. Even like if they weren't associated with this game, they'd just be good.
Yeah,
Full stop.
100%.
I do think that this is a good way to segue into us talking about the whole issue of like censorship
I was just about to
because
ask, like, do you want to talk about that?
um because people threw a dead gum hissy fit
They did.
about the so-called censorship of Tokyo Mirage Sessions and were refusing to buy it. And I am of the personal opinion, I will state this as a matter of fact that I believe this. The so-called censorship of Tokyo Mirage Sessions made it a better game.
Yeah.
Because some of the outfits they had made no sense story-wise. In particular, Tsubasa in her like introductory song is wearing like a cleavage-bearing shirt, and this is a girl with literal social anxiety. She's not gonna go out there and be like, "Well, I'm an idol now. Let's just hang everything out." Like she's gonna be a little bit conservative, and she's gonna be worried about what people think about her because that's how social anxiety works.
Right.
And Kira's outfit in Reincarnation was just insanely ridiculous. Like it made literally no sense. And it wasn't fun to look at. And I was showing my friend a video of it the other day and I couldn't find the US version. And I was really embarrassed to show her. I didn't want her to see that. Because I was like, ugh, this is really uncomfortable. And I mean, the Subasa's fly could be debatable. Like the wedding dress, I thought it looked fine. I know a lot of people didn't think it looked fine. They said that it was like too Puritan, blah blah blah. But the one thing that I've heard a lot of talk about is one dungeon that's supposed to be I forget the word, but it's basically like sexy modeling.
Right.
What is that word? I keep trying to think of like
Gravure, Gravure, Gravure.
I mean, legitimately, the only word that was coming to my brain was Gruyere, and that's cheese, and it's just because I want cheese really bad. And Gruyere is a really good cheese, but I felt like, again, I'm stating this as my personal facts about this game. I liked the change of them localizing it so it's not specifically just that type of modeling.
Yeah, yeah.
Because for one, it still doesn't make sense with Tsubasa. Two, we've discussed this before. Localization is not necessarily a word-for-word translation of what is happening in the game.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to sit there and say to somebody this G word of modeling, nobody except for those who are really, really, really entrenched in Japanese culture in the West would get that. And it's not a good localization. It's just not. And so personally for me, and I guess this is also part of the fact that I'm not all about seeing like TNA in every single game that I ever play. Like I'm tired of it. And so when I heard what it originally was and like the final scene was like bikini modeling and all that, I was super not into that idea. And especially because Subasa's outfit at the end of that with like the stars and the tights and all was like the cutest outfit in the entire dang game. She looked adorable. I kept her in that for almost the entire game. But I mean, I've seen so much in terms of complaining about how this game was localized, and I don't understand why, because to me it was localized extremely well because they translated it in a way that it made sense, even though it's a very, very Japanese game and literally takes place like in Tokyo.
Right.
And there are a lot of cultural differences that you have to consider that not everybody who lives in the West would understand. And again, I felt way more comfortable playing this game when I didn't have to see someone in a thong dancing around, or I didn't have to see an 18-year-old girl, which I know they changed the ages in this one, but an 18-year-old girl like in a bikini to some like middle-aged photographer trying to prove herself. Like, that's creepy and it's wrong. And I don't want to have to experience that. It's really uncomfortable. And it's kind of it's breaching a ground that I'm not interested in going into.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that a lot of people that I personally know were very upset with the changes. And I don't personally get why. I don't understand why those changes are so offensive, because I personally felt they worked much better.
I mean, obviously, I doubt they played the game to understand how those changes would have been better, and I think partially as well, like the controversy from the localization changes was in part due to the Fire Emblem localization controversy that happened a little bit earlier, either in the year. Because those Fire Emblem games came out in 2016, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they like earlier in the year, like that blew up for some reason because people are dumb, and it's just like, you get creepos who want to get their rocks off to video games for some reason, and oh no, this game doesn't allow me to do that. I'm going to be mad online about it.
I mean, that's real. That happens, but it's just really frustrating and gross to me. I can't even.
And like you were saying, like in the way those characters are, especially Tsubasa, like she wouldn't be out in like clothes like that. It wouldn't make sense character wise or like story wise at all. It would just be real dumb.
Right, and even like if you compare her everyday clothes, and I know that like idols don't dress like what they normally would, but if you look at her everyday clothes, she actually dresses pretty conservatively.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It just bothers me. I don't feel like it was a bad thing for them to change what they did.
No, of course not. Like, if anything, they made that game better with the changes they did.
Oh, I 100% think it made it better. I will definitely argue that it made it better.
And I know people were mad that like they cut out the like the Hot Springs DLC as well, which.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Nah, who cares?
Meh, I don't give a
Yeah,
Sorry,
pretty much.
I didn't mean to say that, but I don't. I really don't care. I'm really tired of Hot Springs and video games and anime.
It's such a boring trope.
It really is a boring trope, and it's always pervy, and I'm not into that. So I really think that it made it a better game.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you.
Yay.
I know we're a minority in that, but
we are, but
we're the rightful minority. You want to talk about some fun facts?
Facts. Let's
about Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Did you know?
Did I know?
The Japanese title, which is Genei Ibunaroku, if I can pronounce Japanese right, is basically derived from Megami Ibunaroku, which is the suffix to like the offshoot of Shin Megami Tensei games, aka that's the title that the first Persona has.
Really? Mm-hmm. I had no idea.
And then
that is a fun fact.
And then obviously, hey, you take TMS and you flip it around, it's SMT.
Yep, I knew that one.
Like that's the one on like both of these Wikipedia pages. Like, hey, did you know this? Like, yeah, it's not that hard to figure out.
Well, I didn't know the first one, but I knew that one.
Yeah. Our boy Jack Frost is in this game because they have the He-Ho Mart, which is just A+. I guess excluding Virtual Console releases, this is the first mainline, or I guess first Megami Tensei-like game on a home Nintendo console since the repackaging of Shin Megami, or not Shin Megami, but Megami Tensei 1 and 2 on the Super Famicom.
Wow.
Which that came out in 1995, so That was a long little break between. I was going to say, like, oh, if it's a Nintendo console, like Persona Q came out and all those SMT games are on there, but like obviously they weren't on the home console or anything like that. And then they had the cool DLC of like all these like Atlas costumes. Like you get the there's the SMT4 costume. There's I think Devil Summoner 2 costume, and then you can dress Tsubasa up as Rei from Persona Q, which is A+.
Isn't that pretty much how you had her like the entire game?
Heck yeah. But like, you know, all those games basically have like, or no, I mean, all the characters have a lot of like different costumes you can buy in that game, which are all very cool. And like they're like basically like, oh, here's different costumes they use for like their music videos or appearances or stuff like that, and just some like random stuff here and there as well.
Yeah, Yashihiro pretty much lived in his microwaving outfit for the rest
as
of the game.
He should have.
As he should. Like that was the only one that didn't make him look like a tool. And that's funny because he was like in a like really tiny apron and chef hat.
Did you know?
Did I know?
The Fire Emblem like shield of seals thing is the school crest on the party school uniform.
No, that's clever.
And we talked about this I think before we went on air, but this was the second Fire Emblem crossover proposed by Nintendo producer Kaori Ando. She proposed this and also Fire Emblem crossover with Pokemon. Which I guess I didn't know this part. The idea of the Fire Emblem cross Pokemon game was discarded when a different Pokemon crossover game was put into development, Pokemon Cross Nobunaga's Revenge. The Pokemon Conquest game.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What could have been?
What could have been?
Oh my goodness.
I know we've basically talked big about this game, but perhaps like one of the biggest downfalls of this game is that it's a Wii U only game.
Yes.
And if the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sales will tell you anything and how that game sold like 500,000 copies in the first week or so, not a lot of people bought Wii U's.
I'd say both of us had Wii U's.
Yeah, we do. I mean, if you have a Wii U and you haven't played this yet, like, what are you doing? Go out and buy this game right now.
Fix that immediately.
I wouldn't say like, hey, go out and buy a Wii U for this game, because I think Wii U's are actually pretty hard to come by nowadays, and they're probably getting jacked up in price due to that rarity.
Probably.
And this is something we kind of talked about in the E3 episode, but like, if Nintendo is going to basically kind of start putting out different games from the Wii U's catalog onto the Switch, as they've done with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and with Pocket Tournament DX.
This one makes so much sense.
Yeah. I think the thing that I saw in an interview with Reggie, he said that if they do that, they want to basically make it so like, if you had like the original version, you're not just getting shortchanged and buying the same thing again. Like they want to have like extras on the disc as well, basically like kind of like a Game of the Year edition, or just like all the DLC included, which that's like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is, and then Pocket Tournament has like new characters that weren't in the Wii U version at all.
Yeah, I mean, if they had all the DLC for Tokyo Mirage Sessions and released on the Switch, I mean, honestly, if they released the same game on the Switch, I'd buy it again.
Yeah.
But if they released it with all the DLC, I'd be totally fine buying it. And I would recommend all my friends buy it too. Yeah,
100%. Like, I guess like the DLC isn't like a lot. It's like it's the costume pack, and then I think there's a few like little bonus scenes, and then some like grindy little dungeons you can go into, which those definitely helped when I was playing that game. Like I used those like a little bit. I don't know if that would be enough though for them to be like, oh well, here's a game with all the DLC included to put out on Switch. But even like you said, if they just threw out vanilla TMS onto the Switch, like that's an instant buy.
You know what they could do?
Tokyo Mirage Sessions 2.
They could do that, but I was thinking they could do like Nintendo outfits, since they did like SMT outfits. They could do Nintendo outfits as DLC. That'd be fun.
Sure, or just like make a second, or just like a different, more packs of DLC costumes in general. Like here's like Atlas pack number 2.
Oh, right. I would love. I was trying to figure out who would be Akihiko.
Why I don't. I guess like the Atlas pack that they put out for DLC in that game, in for Tokyo Mirage Sessions, it was all Nintendo based
Yeah.
games that the Atlas has put out. So like Persona Q, Etrian Odyssey, SMT4, and Devil Survivor. So like I don't know what else would be new enough that they could do for that, or that would be iconic enough.
Had Akihiko.
Sure. Or we just get like a Zen costume for someone.
Ooh, Zen. That'd be cool. Interesting. You know who'd be a cool Zen?
Who?
Momori, because she has like the big axe and she's got like the weird like suit of armor, and he's got like that weird collar.
Yeah.
Momori would actually be a really cool Zen.
Just basically do DLC costumes for like the other characters that don't get them. So you get like Mamori, Ellie, Yasuhiro, and that's it.
Yeah.
So,
they
like,
needed more costumes.
Yeah. Just make. I guess like we're not game designers or anything, so I don't know how hard it would be just like make new costumes for that game per se if like you're porting it to a new system. But I wouldn't imagine it would be too difficult. But then again, like we don't know. But I think it would be cool like if they put that game out and just added some like new costumes and stuff. Like I think that would definitely be. I would feel satisfied with that. I don't know if like other people who haven't played the game would be, but personally, like, as someone who has played the game and loved it, like yeah, I'd be totally down for that.
All right, but get this.
All right.
Imagine this. Ellie, Eleonora.
Mm-hmm.
Her outfit is Link.
Sold.
Yes, 1,000% sold. I don't care which version of Link, but she has the bow and arrow and everything anyway, so like it's perfect.
New to Tokyo Mirage Sessions Breath of the Wild DLC.
Oh, yes, please.
I mean, why not?
It'd be perfect. She'd be a great Link. She could cosplay Link.
Yeah. Just get like all like costumes for like all of them. Like get Link, Zelda, the champions. And I guess you'd have to get someone else because that would be 6 characters out of 7.
Yeah. Cass.
Yeah. Your other main character, Cass.
With music, yeah.
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 I'm down for that.
I love it. Cass is my homeboy. We're pals now.
I really like the idea of these characters dressing up as just like random Nintendo characters now.
I do too. I love it. It's perfect. Nintendo, you should do this on the Switch now, please.
They really need to. They just please Nintendo. Reggie, my boy, my dude,
my pal. I love Reggie. Reggie, please.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions is a very good game. You should play it if you haven't.
I agree.
One of the best games of 2016.
The best game of 2016.
Like you're trying to like outdo me here.
No, I literally said it was the best game in 2016
I
last
know.
year. You didn't. I did. So.
There is an interesting tidbit here at the end of this wiki article.
Oh.
The possibility of a sequel was raised at we'll just say the TMS Premium Live concert in May 2015. In addition to a rousing call from the audience, producer Hitoshi Yamagami said that he was working on the possibility of a new game. Which I think, if memory serves me correctly, like this game sold way better overseas than it did in Japan initially.
Correct, it did.
Which didn't help that like the Japanese release of this game was December 26th.
Oh, yeah, no.
And then it came out in America and overseas in like Europe and everywhere on June 24th.
Yeah.
A little bit easier to like get your game out and sell it in summer than the day after Christmas, let's say.
And I mean, that would be a good opportunity for like Japanese markets to get into this game too, because even though they had it, this would be on the Switch, and it would potentially be on a day that's not after Christmas. So, you'd have a larger Japanese audience for it, and you'd have more people in the West that are playing it as well, because more people have a Switch than Wii U, maybe.
Yeah, like I don't know like how Japanese sales for the Wii U were. I would assume they probably weren't as great either, considering just that whole thing was kind of not selling great as well. But
Yeah.
let's spitball here for like a hot second before we wrap up. If there was a sequel to this game, how would you do it?
Whole new cast.
Okay. Whole new cast, but they're managed by Itsuki?
Yes.
All right.
I would still want him in charge of Fortuna Entertainment.
Because, I mean, the end of the game basically sets it up that he takes over.
He takes over, yeah. He's the new manager. He found his thing that he's good at. Management. Good boy.
And then do you shift, like, the other characters into just supporting roles, like they help teach the new breed? Or do you just use those as cameos?
I would say a mixture of both.
Okay.
I feel like if you have all of them, like I can't see Yashihiro being like, oh, I'm going to teach all these people. So I think like him showing up every once in a while and be like, okay, that's cool. But I could see like Tsubasa being a mentor character.
Yeah.
But the rest I would see is more like cameos, and Barry can just stay away. We don't need any more Barry.
I feel like you could get away with like having Momori being in the party again.
You could,
because she's so young.
Right. If she was like 18 as opposed to 13, then she would just be the adult version of herself, which is, it would be super cool to see like how she's grown.
And she's just like the veteran of the party.
Right. I would love that. And I mean, you could go into a different Fire Emblem story.
Yeah, you could. There's 30,000 Fire Emblem games. Like, you have enough material there.
Yeah. Oh man. Now I want this really bad.
Because I guess it does kind of muddy it that like the end of the game is basically like, oh, all the Fire Emblem characters go off back to their own world. But I mean, you could basically just like write in something like, oh, another something happened, and here's like this new batch of Mirages coming in. These new characters.
I mean, it's not like it hasn't been done before.
Like, you could have the main character have Lucina? However you pronounce her name. Like, obviously, she's like the other big popular character from Awakening. Yeah. And probably just in general in terms of Fire Emblem characters, I would assume. Yeah,
Lucina is one of the most popular.
So there you go. Like, there's your main character's Mirage.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be so cool.
And then you just sprinkle in like other characters from other Fire Emblem games. Like, I don't know, let's take a look at Fire Emblem games and see which one that's kind of been, missing from the lore of Fire Emblem lately. Because they just did Gaiden, so like they can't do that one.
What about the one that was on the GameCube?
I don't know which one the GameCube one was.
For some reason, I'm thinking it has something to do with Radiance.
Path of Radiance?
Yes.
Who is the main character in this? It's probably Marth. Oh, Ike.
Yeah, there we go, Ike.
Sure. See,
it works perfect. A genius.
There's literally 30,000 Fire Emblem games, so of course.
Yeah, but Ike is actually somewhat well known.
Because he's in Smash.
Yeah, I mean, you could do Roy too. Roy!
Which one's Roy in?
I don't remember.
Our boy Roy.
Our boy Roy!
Boy Roy.
We're not even talking about that Roy at this point, guys.
He's not even the Wii one. He's not in the Wii one. What about this one?
Why didn't you just Google Roy Fire Emblem?
Because I like to make things hard on myself.
Yeah, you do.
Nope, not in that one. Did he come out in one that came out over here?
Potentially not. I don't remember.
Where's the search button? Here we go. Roy.
Got it.
I got it. There's Roy. He is the protagonist of Fire Emblem The Binding Blade, which is
Japanese only.
A GBA game.
Yep.
Which, I guess the first one did get re-released over here, so okay, there you go. Make the GameCube game. Just redo the story of the GameCube game. Add in Lucina and like, I don't know, someone else that's popular. Maybe a character from like the
new one.
The threequel, the 3 series that came out last year. The 3 games. That's what I mean. Yeah. So add one of those characters, and then just the rest of them are characters from that GameCube game. And you got yourselves a sequel there.
Perfect. Have Memoria as like a veteran. Have Itsuki running the place. Have some cameos. Perfect. I love it.
Intelligent Systems Atlas, you can call us for more information.
Mm-hmm.
We got this down pat for you guys. We are good to go.
Mm-hmm. Ready.
We're ready for this. Moral of the story: buy Tokyo Mirage Sessions, or just play it.
Play it. Buy it.
If you have a Wii U and you haven't played it yet. If not, hopefully they re-release it sometime so you can play it and enjoy it, because it's one heck of a video game.
It's legitimately so good, and it's made a really lasting impact on me. I think about it quite often, and I talk about it quite often, as you guys know from listening to the podcast. Like, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is a wonderful game.
I think that's a good final word to end on.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good game, guys.
GG.
GG.
So that's going to do it for this episode. For more information, check out seasonanimecheckup.com or sec.cool, where you can go look up my Tokyo Mirage Sessions review, because it's up there.
It is.
And you can read the blurb about it in the Game of the Year post as well, if you want to go find that as well. I think they're both under seasonanimecheckup.com/video games.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And you can check out past episodes of this very show as well. They're all very good. You should listen to them all back to back to back. Marathon run. For more information from Anne Ladyem, go to anneladyem.com. You have a Tokyo Mirage Sessions review on your site?
It's on the Game of the Year. If you go into the reviews section and scroll down to Game of the Year, Games of the Year 2016, it's in there. There's also some other cool stuff in that section if you want to check out my reviews of stuff.
Yeah, so you'll be able to find out why Al over here thought that was the best game of 2016. Almost at 2017 accidentally.
Because it was.
You can follow us on Twitter at Anime Checkup. It's a good place to talk to both of us and just, hang out and meme with us.
Yeah, I like our meme people. They're good. Also, I'm sure that we've said some controversial things on this episode. So if you do have something to say, please say it to both of us on the Twitter.
Yes, do that. And then also the fighting game tournament will be wrapping up this very Thursday on twitter.com/animecheckup. So you'll be able to find out, who's the best out of anime and video games and manga. I know.
I don't.
But you'll know soon enough.
Yay.
This Thursday.
Wait, this Thursday is in
Not this Thursday is the day we're recording.
Oh, okay.
But when this goes up Saturday, that Thursday. So basically next Thursday for us.
So the 6th
yes.
of July.
July 6th. There you go. Put a date there. There you go.
Yeah,
and then next week we'll talk about something. Okay, we're going to figure out when we're going to record. Cuz you know what Tuesday is. When we usually record.
Well, maybe we'll record during the day when people aren't doing anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, cuz I won't have to work.
So yeah, I guess in that case, enjoy yourselves, be safe, don't blow yourself up, and have a good time celebrating
America.
Not America, but a birthday.
Moa Metal's birthday. She's gonna be 18, guys.
Yeah, the one thing you should be celebrating.
Well, since we've been talking about idols.
Yeah. No, I'm being serious. That's the one thing you should be celebrating that day.
You should. I love Baby Metal, and I love my idol girls, and I just want to hug them and protect them and make sure they're well fed and sleeping. And Moa is going to be 18, and I love these girls so much. So not only are you celebrating America, but you should, more importantly, be celebrating Moa Metal.
The K-pop, J-pop mom strikes again.
Sorry, whoops.
No, it's fine. So yeah, enjoy yourselves, be safe. And we will see you next week for more fun conversations.